Hello, hello. Happy Monday money date time. My name is Sarah. I am the head bookkeeper here at Be Social Solutions. And today is all about body doubling, getting our bookkeeping done. I'm working on mine while you work on yours. And we just get it done together. Today is June 8th. And it is 11 o'clock Central Time, 12 Eastern. And what I am doing today is, since today is the 8th, I am going to be sending out emails with some reports and everything because I've already done my bookkeeping. I ended up doing it yesterday, so that way I could send out reports and answer questions and everything for clients. So that is what I am going to be working on today. But I still do need to review my own words are hard today, my own P&L balance sheet and statement of cash flows, and then my cash flow projections. So let's go ahead and get going. For those of you who are joining us live, welcome. Let me know in the comments what you are currently working on. If you're working on cleaning up, if you're working on a past month or current bookkeeping, I'd really love to know, because I'm up to date for the first week of June. I've done all of my client work. And like I said, I just have to review my balance sheet, P&L, cash flow. And I do everything in QuickBooks. So if you are using a different system, let me know that too, because I love to hear what different systems everyone is utilizing. So okay. All right. So with that said, I'm going to put in the chat. All right. Since I still haven't done StreamYard or any of those other things, I wanted to at least have a chat available so people, when they come here, they know what is going on. And I don't think I can pin. I can't pin, I don't think. Oh, I can pin a message. There we go. YouTube. All right. Let's see. All right, for the next 5-10 minutes, let's just go ahead, dive in, and get to work. I've got my to-do list over here. And I've got kids home for the summer, so we're probably going to get a couple of interruptions. Okay. So let's okay. Just making sure no one's leaving the house. They are my two that are home today are 9, almost 9, and 5. And they know, but oops. All right, so what I am doing here is I am just reviewing a client email for their financial package and just making sure I have all of the points that I need to address with them to explain any changes or how their cash flow projections are either going to meet their goal, be short of their goal, exceed their goal. This one happens to exceed their goal. So this is where this comes into play with me reviewing everything. All right. So if you are just joining us, this is a body doubling session where I work on my accounting and you work on your accounting. And it is just a time where you can have on the books and know that someone else, me, is going to show up and get it done with you. I'm working on my stuff. Actually, today I'm working on a little bit of client stuff because I have some days that I was not able to work last week due to some kiddos being sick. But that's the beauty of owning your own business. So I am just catching up on that with a fly flying around, which is so annoying. All right. Shoot. This is the last email that I need to send, and then I am going to go through and review my P&L. My reports, which shouldn't take long. Oops. Okay. Let me see. So what I am doing is, so what this working session is, this Monday Money Date, is all about me showing up to do my bookkeeping, you showing up to do yours, and us just body doubling. Having this time on your calendar to say, hey, I'm going to make time to work in my business and make sure that I am going to be meeting my goals and preventing any money leaks or correct any downward turns or take further steps for what is working. So say like you, in the summertime, you tend to have a lull in cash flow. Well, you can go ahead and contact those people who are known to pay slow in the summer, be on top of them, be proactive if you provide terms for any of your clients. I've got a hair on my face. There we go. It's little things like that that can mean all the difference from you being able to reach your goals at the end of the year, because the cash flow lull won't hit you right now. It'll hit you in September, October, November, when you need it most. So that's just my reasoning for doing these dates. This is what I do, and I stay on top of things that way. And I really firmly believe that you should too. So enough talking. Let's get back to work. I do have two more emails that I need to put together. can't type. So if anyone is just joining, this is our Monday money date where I work on my bookkeeping and you work on your bookkeeping, and together we get things done. Right now, I am working on sending out a couple of client emails recapping their financials, whether they're going to meet their goals, exceed their goals. So far, I've had 2 emails where I explained that they're going to be exceeding their goals for this year and how we can adjust their cash flow projections, but also work together with their CPA to make sure they're taking advantage of the extra income that they're going to have, and make sure that they utilize it in the best way to their advantage. So whether that is investing in the infrastructure of their business, whether that is adding on a product line, whether that is buying a company vehicle, that is a discussion that I love facilitating with my clients and their CPAs. It's a very, very exciting part of my job. Okay. So let's get back to work. We only have 12 more minutes left in this session. It is amazing how fast this time together goes. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get to work. Okay. All right. So those emails are sent. Now let me go through my reports. So every week, I go through my P&L, I go through my balance sheet, I go through my cash flow, and then my cash flow projections. My cash flow projections are just what I have in a spreadsheet that I created because I didn't really like how any accounting system did it. And that it was just easier for me. So it's just a spreadsheet that I created. So all of my transactions are categorized already. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to review my reports. And why I do this weekly is number 1, to prevent any surprises. Number 2, so that way I can stay on top of my receivables and know if someone has a card that is expired, know that if someone is like if I have everyone on auto pay, but if I had given terms, if someone is a known slow pay in a particular season or just altogether, stay on top of them. So my own cash flow is not effective. You're just being proactive with my bookkeeping. Okay. Sorry, my oldest sent me a text. All right. So everything in my P&L looks good. Everything on my balance sheet looks good. All right, let's go to my cash flow. All right. Ah, stupid AI. Okay. All right, and now I just keep this in my Google Drive and I just work with it that way. Okay. Okay. So everything looks good on my reports. Yesterday I did all of my transactions. Today I did some client emails explaining everything to them with their reports for the end of May. Now remember, this is June 8th. I was able to do reports and everything for clients and to send out the emails explaining any changes, anything they need to note, anything good, bad, the ugly, in between, all of that. And then I reviewed my balance sheet, my P&L, my cash flows, and then my cash flow projection file that I keep. If this is something that you need help with, let me know. I have put the link for my bookkeeping interest form in the chat where I look at your files, I get a quote together, I see if it's even reasonable for you to spend the money on me to help you monthly. Or I also have different bookkeeping services where I do your books once a quarter, where it's just more for small businesses that have minimal number of transactions but just need someone to get it done. The more transactions you have, the more expensive it is because it's more work for me. And then I also put my SOS call form on there. So if you have any specific questions about your bookkeeping, you can let me know. I was a corporate accountant for 18 years. I've been using QuickBooks since I want to say since QuickBooks was created. I started my accounting career in the year 2000 when I graduated college, and it's now 2026. I've been using some iteration of QuickBooks throughout my entire corporate career. I was a corporate accountant for 18 years. I've owned my own business. It was incorporated into an LLC in 2017, but it started in 2016 as a sole proprietor, and I've been using QuickBooks. Or I've also used Wave, Xero, FreshBooks, SAP, NetSuite, like all the different things. So I'm well versed in accounting if that is something that you need help with. Um, we have the last 5 minutes left here. So what I am going to do is I am going to go through and I'm going to look at my LTV, lifetime um, lifetime client value. So that explains, I keep a very detailed report of that as to not only the value of the client, but also how much spend per client I have. And that allows me to know which industry is the most profitable for me. The most profitable industry might not always be the one that I love working with the most. Um, So it allows me to see where I can earn more money for less work, but also keep the love and interest going for working with the clients that I love to work with, whether I need to charge a little bit more for X amount of clients. So the clients that require inventory management, require payroll, require billing and the AP. I, of course, have to charge more for that, but the value might not be as high as it is working with either a marketing person or a coach or a CPA. Um, sorry, spam call. So that spiel, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to look at my LTV. I have one client who I do accounting for, and they are a subcontractor for prime contractors like DoD contracts. And they are an absolute joy to work with. I love doing it because of the intricacies. So I'm just going to see if this is an industry that I should pursue more of. And I do that by not only looking at um, the value, but also looking at the amount of time that I spent. Okay. This is an interesting exercise. If you ever have some time to just play around, or if you want me to look at that information for you as like a special project, that's something that I'd be more than happy to do. But you always find interesting information when you go digging for something weird, something random. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. Well, it is 12:30, and that is the amount of time that I have for this project, and I need to move on to the other work that I have scheduled to do today. And I suggest you do too. Meet me next Monday to finish up your accounting work. Take it bit by bit, and don't burn yourself out over something that you may not be familiar with, you may not enjoy. Just take it bit by bit, and then eventually you'll get caught up as you make this a habit. So again, my name is Sarah Hanford. I'm the owner here at Be Social Solutions and head bookkeeper. And I would like to thank you for joining me today. But also, if you struggle with bookkeeping, click the Work With Me link in the chat, and I would love to sit down and see how we can work together. Have a great day. Bye.